All right, we're gonna begin this with the end of middle school, 8th grade, Lewis Fraser Middle School, Hinesville, Georgia. Summer 1998. A lot of basketball playing, a lot of chilling, football, chilling with the fellas in the hood, Waterfield, Airport Road. So one night, I spent the night at my homeboy Buck house. His sister and her friend was there, and I got to kicking it with her. They seniors in Bradwell coming up. They gonna be seniors, so they about to graduate this coming up years. So, but chilling and stuff like that, man. My boy sister ended up going to bed, and my boy went to bed, and it was just me and her and there watching TV. She been flirting with me all night, man, and stuff like that. Feeling your boy. But yeah, so we end up, kissing and feeling Philly. We ain't go too far with it. Her mom came in there and be like, you need to go in there with Yvette. And Clay, you need to go to bed, this and that, this and that. So that all ended. So then the next day, I'm saying, and throughout the week, I was telling the fellas, about me and her and everything. So one day we were playing basketball. It's still summertime. And she pulled up. She was like, you out here lying on me? She stayed in the neighborhood, Waterfield. She said, you out here lying on me, this and that, this and that. When school started, my boyfriend said he gonna beat me up, and do this and do that. So I'm like, man, I'm finna be in the 9th grade, man. I was excited till she came out with all that. This dude played for the BRADWELL football team and, senior in Bradwell and all that mess, man. So I got that on my mind, going to school, a little nervous the first day of school. So it's the first day of school. Now, keep in mind now, it's been the whole summer, so I forgot about all my homeboys in Lewis Fraser that was supposed to be going to Bradwell with me. My homeboy Bobby George, A-Mutt, K-Wit, all the people I was hanging out with at Lewis Fraser from Waterville. So, all through the summer, my homeboy like, man, you ain't gotta worry about that dude, man. That dude do the pump, man. This and that, Clay. We got your back, man. We ain't gonna let that dude touch you. So first day of school, man, I got off the bus, man, and I'm like, dang. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, man, I'm finna get out of the bus. The dude finna roll up on me, man. I'm gonna have to fight this dude today, man. I'm like, So I got off the bus. Soon I got off the bus, who I see? I see my boy Bobby George and the rest of them. Clay, babe. What up, boy? You know what I'm saying? I was like, dang, what's up, Bobby George? Like, man, what's good with your boy? Like, boy, we got the talking about, boy, we in high school now. We in high school, boy, it's different out here. And he said, you thought we was deep in middle school, boy. You finna really see how deep we is up in Bradwell. So I said, man. So I talked to my boy Bobby George. I told him what happened over the summer. He said, man, you ain't got to worry about none of these niggas out here. Bruh, we got you. You ain't got to worry about nothing. So, throughout the school day, this and that, changing different periods and stuff like that. I had ran into Buddy, her boyfriend, man. He said, man, so you the one, my girl talking about this and that, this and that. You know what I'm saying? Just talking real crazy to your boy and this and that, this and that. He caught me in the hallway. Well, none of my people's around. Bobby George, none of them was around. But throughout the day, I guess he was telling different people he wanted to do this to me, freshman, this and that, fresh meat, So, dang on. Before school had let out, man, he had, caught me at my locker. And I'm like, shit, we finna, I'm thinking we finna throw down right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, So he said, hey, man, I just want to apologize to you, man. I don't want to cause no static with you or anything like that, man. This and that. I ain't something about, the way he said it, he made it seem like I ain't know who you was and who you had behind you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what was said to him or who said something to him. I don't know. To this day, I don't know what was said. But anyway, so, and then she ended up not even talking to me no more, just mad at me. She mad because he was scared to fight me. So then I asked Bobby George about it. I asked my peoples about it. They was like, man, I don't know what you're talking about, Clay. You good though, man. So man, I'm walking around the next day at school. I'm walking around with him. He introduced me to everybody. We walked down one of these. We got, our hallways was named after wings. So you had K wing, I wing, H wing, all this and that, this and that. So I think we were walking down. I want to say it was like I wing. We were walking, right? And it was a whole bunch of Whiteville people in this hallway. This is where they hung out at. So my homeboy Bobby George jumped in front of me and said, hey, Bo. Nah, my boy Clay did that. And he was like, shit, I'm finna knock old buddy out walking down this hallway. I'm finna knock him out. I was like, dang. Bobby George like, yeah, boy, shit. Can't walk down here by yourself, boy. I'm telling you, they don't know you, boy. You get knocked out, boy. We don't play. You already know how dog pound is. See, I ain't know none of these dudes. These dudes was sophomores, juniors, seniors, they don't know me. They just know Bobby George by Bobby George being from Whiteville. So, I learned everybody got to meeting everybody and learn a lot of things about Bradwell that day, man. Bradwell was crazy in the 90s, man. You got people smoking in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Just, man, it was stabbing going on. People carrying guns. It was wild, man. It was wild. Crips, Bloods, Latin Kings, it had everything in it, man. GDs, Whiteville, Dog Pound, Raintree. It's crazy, man. It was fights every day. Females used to fight more than the dudes did, They used to fight all the time. Always females fighting. But yeah, the dudes, man, when they fight, it's crazy, man. I'm talking about crazy. People getting stomped out. I remember one time walking to class, I had these shoes on. I can never forget because the shoes was yellow. You know what I mean? And so when they was stomping Buddy out in the hallway, blood had squirted on my shoes. I was like, damn, man. I got blood on my shoe. They was like, Clay, man, move out the way, bye. I mean, shit. I was blessed, man. I was blessed in Bradwell, and I ain't never been jumped in Bradwell or Hinesville. I had some good people around me, man, that had a lot of love for me, so thank God for that. It been a few things that went on, you know what I'm saying, but nothing too crazy. So, I ended up meeting a close homeboy of mine, man. I call him Nino. He wanted everybody to call him Nino, man. He was Mexican from Houston, Texas. Me and him, we got real cool because we like the same music and we both liked it. The gang culture. We both liked it banging on wax, the Bloods and Crips rapping, and we was, different music, man. 3-6 Mafia, just different music. But yeah, man. But he was, my boy Nino, man. He liked them girls, man. He kept them a little dime piece everywhere he went through. Hinesville, man. He used to call me and be like, hey, Clay, man, so pool. Nigga know about stuff in Hinesville. I've been in Hinesville longer than him. He talking about, Clay, man, it's a pool party, man. You coming, this and that. So we'll be on the other side of Hinesville, man, at these rich white people house, man. They gone for the weekend or whatever, and they daughter having a pool party, and we all out there, man. He had me in spots. I was like, damn, Joe. But anyway, my boy Nino ended up liking this Puerto Rican girl in Bradwell and stuff. And she was going out with one of the dudes in Latin Kings. So I was walking around Bradwell, one of my homeboys roll up on me and be like, hey, Clay, they got Nino surrounded out there in K-Wing, man. You might want to go see about your boy. So I ran out there. And I had a homeboy in my neighborhood that was Latin King. So, he was like a brother to me. So when I ran out, and I told Bobby, because I was with Bobby George when everything came up to me and people told me. So Bob Joe like, Clay, you good? Yeah, yeah, man, everything good, man. So I ran out there. Them niggas, Latin King, they was deep at Bradwell, man. I'm talking about black and gold bees, and man, they was the real deal, man. Ain't nobody really mess with them. They were deep now, super deep. But anyway, so I ran out there like, Joe, man, what's up? Nino, you good? He was like, man, tell him this and that, this and that, this and that. I ain't messing with this girl, this and that. My homeboy from my neighborhood, Waterfield, he was like, Clay, you know this nigga? Man, this nigga finna get his ass whooped. Get his butt whooped. I was like, man, he good. Let him go. Next thing you know, you hear a whole bunch of people screaming out, Waterville, this and that. And they walk around the corner, man. Waterville was super deep. Ain't nobody want no parts with Waterville too much at Bradwell, man. It was deep, man. Deep. Not saying that the Latin Kings was scared of them. Shoot, them boys wasn't scared of nobody, and there was a lot of crews in Bradwell that wasn't scared of Waterville. They were fighting with Waterville every day, man. Rain Tree being one of them. So the Latin King boys, man, they wasn't backing down or nothing. They were just after my boy Nino. So my homeboy from my neighborhood said, man, get this motherfucker from around here, man. You better not never come back to K Wing, man. His partners and them like, man, don't let me catch you talking to old girl, this and that. So I got him up out that situation. Really, they look like they were about to get me too. Shit, if it wasn't for Waterville, shit, they probably would have jumped me too. But I don't think my boy from my neighborhood would have let that happen though. But they were looking at me crazy. So I got my partner up out of there. Me and him got real close after that day, man. Oh yeah. But yeah, man, Bradwell in the 90s, man, 98 all the way up to 2001. Bradwell crazy, man. I'm talking about I remember one of the Bloods' houses getting shot up, and the Crips coming to school the next day with the newspaper just going crazy, like, man, we shot that motherfucker up, this and that. I remember that day like it was yesterday because we was all like, and on this day, I happened to be wearing a blue and black checker shirt with all blue on. I looked straight like a Crip. So we was all outside. We know it was the end of the school day. We was at the bus ramp, and I was chilling out there, with all the Crips and stuff like that. Man, I was real cool with them boys. And a few of some Bloods had walked on campus. They was, man, you could tell they had to been in it, about 20, 19, 20, 21. No, they wasn't in high school. But they had walked on campus, man. Got to arguing with the Crips and stuff like that, man. The police rushed to the thing, to where we was at, man. So it wasn't no real big altercation that happened, but it could have went crazy, bro. What if them niggas would have came on campus with guns, boy, and they looked at me before they looked at everybody, because, boy, I was trued up to the fullest, boy. I looked like I was from Compton or something. They looked at me first. Yeah, man, but Bravo was crazy, man. For real. I was lucky to survive that shit, bro. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Like, poof. Boy, I got so many stories about Bradwell in the 90s. It's too much, man. I could write a book. I can write a book on Bradwell back then. I ain't gonna lie to you. A lot of stuff happened. A lot of stuff. Never forget how they do the damn drug bust. They'll come on the intercom. Miss Dorothy has lost her red disc. Miss Dorothy has lost her red. We already know what it is. Like everybody talking about some drug bust. Everybody scattering around, running to the bathroom, putting the dope up in the ceiling, beepers in the ceiling, whatever they had, because they were taking all that. If you had a beeper on you, they were taking it. Dope on you, going to jail. So, man, it was crazy, man. I had one dude try to put some damn weed in my damn hoodie, boy. I was like, nigga, man, what the fuck? He started laughing. He was like, Clay, man, he started laughing. I was like, man, you talking about some Clay, man, hold it for me, man. I'm like, man, you tripping, bro. crazy dude, man. You better get rid of that shit yourself. I had moved all the way to fuck. Matter of fact, I left the room. For real. Got lost into the next period. I ain't gonna lie to you. Man, went to the other side of them. But yeah, man, Brad was crazy.